Well, good evening. I thought that I'd take a few minutes and put what I wanted to say in a video rather than be there in person. And as you can see, we're going to begin while you're getting ready with a few moments in my backyard, watching the birds. Oh, my apologies for the loud noise. Poor planning. As we plan for the future, it's important to consider what we're reading and a community conversation. So if I could have your complete, undivided attention, we'll begin by looking at a video film that was shot in 2017, and you can see that the Plains Valley is full of wonderful agricultural fields, small homes on lots of acres. And if I were a developer, I would look at Plains today and say, oh my goodness, that valley can hold at least 10,000 people. So if we don't want that to happen, we have to be prepared, because the future is ours and we can plan for it or let it happen to us. The My Plains 2030 Visioning Planning Study, or simply My Plains 2030, is inclusive of the Plains community and the immediate surrounding area bounded by the Plains School District. The My Plains 2030 study is non-hierarchical, that is, no group voting, and all participant input will be included. What we are reading and talking about in this small group, many members of the community should also be reading and talking about. That's how we plan for the future, knowing what the future has to offer and what are the opportunities are essential for good visioning and planning. In a community, there are four major influences that are intertwined: relationships, technology, business, and climate. And as you can see, that is you and I, are in the center. And we should look to balance these relationships as much as possible, rather than have one of the four areas of influence dominate the other. The first book that I'd like to recommend is The Art of Community by Charles Vogel. This book deals especially with small groups that have to talk with and try and influence other larger groups. This is a national bestseller. The next book is Friendship by Lydia Denworth. This is also a national bestseller and looks at the art of relationships beyond the family, which actually is a topic that's not well studied or really known about. So please, this would be a good book. Business, The American Dream by Kevin Scott is also a national bestseller and certainly worth our time to read and to study. It's especially talking about local business in rural areas. And then we have technology, locally learnable and practical technology. The two pictures here are of robots, one that reduces the pesticide volume and the other that works in orchards. And finally, we have a book on climate itself. There are lots of various topics on climate, but it's a subject that we're going to have to come to terms with and understand. And we need to do that as a community because of its influence. And on the web page, myplains2030.com, there are listings of readings, several listings of readings, and there will be more, that are the best recommendations that I have for the community. Overall, how do we build a community of readers? How do we discuss and plan throughout the community? What is your role as local government in community reading and discussion? In closing, I'd like to leave you with two poems. The first is by Wendell Berry. It's called Woods. I part the outthrusting branches and come in beneath, the blessing out and the blessing in of trees. Though I am silent, there is singing around me. Though I am dark, there is vision around me. Though I am heavy, there is flight around me. And from Brad Lambert, who writes the poem Montana. The word Montana has a taste to it. It is a being, it really is. There is a spirit in those fields, and you won't know it. You won't know it. You can see it, how much it has gripped you, only in your dreams, how firmly it has your heart until you are gone a long time. Then you miss it. I miss it, friend, like a distant love. It is like a massive python with bright red ribbon wrapped around your wrist. No matter where you go, you will always be connected. It will always call your name like a siren in the seas calling a sailor home. Thank you.